Wow, the messages are coming in. Chris Eubank Sr. in studio with Simon and myself this lunchtime. A legend, of course, of the sport of boxing. We've been talking about Chris's son, Chris Jr., who, of course, lost in recent times to Liam Smith. And, of course, there was a huge amount of controversy around the fight that didn't happen against Conor Benn. And Chris was hugely offended by the fact that Chris had to endure such a weight change to go in with Benn that you thought it was well nigh attempted murder on the part of others.
Well, let me put this to you. I did an interview with Nigel Benn about our tour. While the interview was going on, Conor walked into the room. So he walked onto camera. And I said, listen, Conor, I mean, what's going on with Chris? I mean, you know, him coming down to 157, that doesn't even make any sense. Please don't do this. Now, this exists, this tape, this conversation.
What did he say?
He said, I don't know about that. I said I'd fight him at any weight. I said I'd fight him at 160. That's what Conor said. So who engineered the 157? I'll tell you who engineered it. The handlers, the promoters, because they have something against, whether it's Junior or it's me, I don't know. But who engineered that? That person should be outed. And let me tell you something about Conor, which no one has actually brought up, which I don't understand why they haven't brought it up. Conor went on to a show called the Piers Morgan Show. That's walking into the light. When you walk into the light, that shows a man to be honest, not dishonest.
What you said was misguided.
Hold on. You may say it's misguided. I say to you this. Where was his team? Everyone's hiding. He's the only one who came out and say, hold on a minute. And listen to his words. He said, I don't know what happened. Bamboozled. It's like, I don't know what happened. Let me tell you what, when someone is guilty of something, there's no way they walk into the light and talk about it. And the light of Piers Morgan, that proves his innocence to me. Now, who are his team? And how comes there's one person actually going down? He has a team. Someone would have had to administer these drugs or steroids. Who are these people? Now, the only people I know next to him is a former fighter and his promoter. So they have to be looked into. The Boxing Board of Control should look into them.
Conor has the obligation of strict liability. You know it and I know it. Whatever's in his system, he's got to explain it. Whoever's put it there maybe have to be accountable in the longer game. But what's your reaction to the fact that Conor would have been going into a ring with artificial support to fight your son in a fight that you didn't want him to be in the first place because he's been boiled down to 157? What do you think should happen to Conor now?
Whatever happens to Conor has to happen to his promoter and his trainers.
That's not the question I asked you.
What's the question? Okay.
What should happen to Conor? If there's collateral damage,
whatever
should he be banned?
Whatever happens to him, if he should be banned, then
well,
he
do you
has
think
a team.
He should? Come on, Chris.
He could not have administered this to himself.
Do you agree with the principle of strict liability then? Which is whatever goes into an athlete's body, which is what the British Boxing Board of Control and UKAD's governance is, whatever goes in your body, right, you've got to account for. However it got there, you've got to give a reason for it, right? And if you can't, then you're caught, and that's the governance of the sport.
Okay.
Do you agree with that principle?
Yes, but there's
then he has to be banned, doesn't he?
Hold on. If he's to be banned, then the promoter and the team around him has to be banned.
There should be a consequence for everybody. I agree.
And that's all I'm saying.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
Personally, I don't think he's guilty. Like my son, having that, whatever was being put into his knuckle to apparently heal his knuckle.
Yeah.
Whatever was...
Well, Conor's maintained his innocence.
Hold on. Trust. You know, these young men trust these teams around them.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I'm saying to these young men, these young men, like my son, you do not trust them. Now, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Before he fought this Mr. Smith, I sent him a message. I said, the only thing that is important to you now is to put Ronnie Davis on this one thing, which is what you drink. The water, everything to do with your intake, let Ronnie be only there to actually look after that.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.